Welcome back, everybody. You are Supreme Toys here. I'm doing a follow-up unboxing for the Power Rangers Ultimates Wave 1, specifically Putty Patroller, GOLDAR, and the Green Ranger, because my initial order, I had severe breakage issues with each of these figures. Super 7 sent me replacements. We're going to open them up and see if the same issues are prevalent. The Putty Patroller had issues with the hand pegs breaking with very little effort. In fact, almost every review I looked at online mentioned the pegs breaking or someone broke the peg. The same occurred with GOLDAR, but with his wing, a lot of people were having an issue where the wing peg would break when he would plug it into his back and try to move the wing, and it would just break with very little effort. And the Green Ranger's issues weren't as severe, but he did have the holster right here was cracked open. Now, I don't know if this was intentional. I had someone else in the comments mention that theirs was the same. So perhaps it was cut intentionally so that you could easily fit the Dragon Dagger into the holster. And also his Dragon Dagger, one of the little buttons right there, broke off while trying to put it in a hand. So we're gonna open each of these guys and see what issues occur. As you can see, I still have my first figures that were shipped to me. Super 7 was kind enough to send me replacements first, and I will have to return these pending that there are no issues with the second shipment of figures. I have my Putty Patroller too, but I had already put him back in the box because I anticipated them requiring me to send the figures back first. But this way, hopefully, if there are any breakage issues between these figures, maybe I can cobble together a complete unbroken figure from those parts. Without further ado, let's do a quick, super fast unboxing. Alright, here we have Tommy, freshly pulled out the box. I immediately noticed this. As soon as I push him out, his body is separating. So he was not properly glued together. Which is, and that is still cracked. So perhaps that was intentionally cut, or the way they push it in the package causes it to break. I don't know. But that's the second one. I will not be keeping this Tommy. I mean, the torso is really loose. That's really disappointing. So I'm going to take his Dragon Dagger and ship this one back, because that torso should not be popping apart like that. Another Green Ranger with a quality control issue. As I said, I don't know if this is intentional. If it is, that's pretty sloppy. But that torso is also, cruddy. So let's just go ahead and put him back in the box. Send him home. I'm going to steal his Dragon Dagger, though. No broken buttons. Alright, we'll go ahead and do the Putty Patroller. Get him out the way. Okay, with the Putty Patroller, not only did I have multiple hands break, but while swapping the head and posing the head for a thumbnail shot for my last review video, his neck peg busted off. So be careful swapping heads on him. But we're going to check him out. All his articulation seems to be okay. Hand. Okay, one hand is okay. I imagine that even if this guy's hands don't break, I'm probably going to have issues in the future. So I'm probably just going to, whatever I pose him as, I'm not going to swap his hands. Okay, he's pretty good. Figure's okay. The hands on the figure are okay. But we still have a lot of hands to test. Okay. Got all these extra hands. So the last time the sword hand broke, as well as one of the regular hands. I am so afraid to mess with these things. Okay, this time the sword hand is good. Alright, let's try the rock hand. I so don't want any of these to break. I really don't. I'm not trying to break them. They're not even that tight. They're about as firm as a regular action figure would be. Okay. It's not taking that much effort to bend them. I've had hands that will, like, they did not move, and they never broke at the pegs. Anytime I had hands with tight joints, it always wanted to pull out of the hand. Like, the plastic that the hand was made of was cheaper than the peg plastic. But so far, so good. Got 3 left. As long as one breaks, that I already have one that isn't broken. 2 left. Alright. Okay. That's good to know. All of my hands for the Putty Patroller are good. Putty Patroller is safe. Okay, great job. All of these accessories are kind of like break proof because, you know, they are just cloth goods and such. So I can keep this Putty Patroller and send the old one home. In my last review, I want to point out that I put these bands on his wrists, and I did that because I didn't think that you could fit them over his leg, and I didn't realize just how stretchy these are. Yeah, because in the show they're supposed to go over the knee and not the wrist. You're talking about something I haven't watched in like 2 decades. So GOLDAR, let's get you out of here. Okay, I'm so scared. I am so scared to mess with this. Let's go ahead and check his hands. I didn't have any issues with his hands last time, but you never know. His pegs are a lot thicker and a lot hardier. So, hear that pop, that paint pop. I didn't have anything like that really with the Putty Patrollers. It was very light if it was. Now, the last time it was this wing that broke, and a number of other people had the same wing break. I don't know if it matters. I am so scared to touch this thing. But it's not even tight. See, it wasn't. It's loose right here, but once you get to this point, it's kind of tight. So maybe that was the issue, but it didn't seem like there was a lot of force, and it's okay. That's how it should work. It shouldn't have snapped. It shouldn't have snapped. That should have been, even as tight as that was, it shouldn't have been an issue. Okay. Both wings are great. Oh, thank goodness. But we're not done. We'll have to see if it pops in his back without any issues. Alright, we're going to test out the figure and make sure there ain't no breakage issues or stuck joints, because I don't want to send anything back before I test it out. A lot of creaking. A lot of creaking on this guy. Love the articulation on him. I don't know why they can't get other characters to be as smooth. Like, oh, he just feels so good in the hands. That's what she said. Alright, these things are scary too. But, you know what? They're not even as tight as the other one was. So, I'm going to try to pop his head off first. We're going to swap that head on. We're going to pop these guys out. Came out pretty easy, no issues. Yeah, those came out a lot easier than the last time. I'll pop on his healing head. And remember, this thing is wonky like this. It wants to do this, so when you're pushing this on, it's going to want to like rock back and forth. That can be an issue for breakage. You might want to heat this head up before swapping it out. In fact, that's what I'm going to go do. This one's like really tight. It's tighter than the other one. Alright, I heated it up with some hot water. And it goes on nice and smooth. Don't even notice. I guess it's in there. Yep. A lot of people use hair dryer. I always use hot water. You can probably see the water specks on his eyes. Alright, let's a moment of truth. They didn't break until I put them in, so going slow. Alright, one in. Just so nervous. This two in. Those back ball joints are a softer rubber insert, so it's not even an issue of force. As you can see, it didn't take a lot to push those in there. Alright, so we'll pose the wing. You know, there's a lot of tension on it now, but okay. I got a GOLDAR. I'm happy. As long as he doesn't fall off a shelf or something and bust, I'll be good. So I guess his ankles are, his knees are a little bit loose though. This one isn't as loose as that, but he's still a tad. But I don't want to have to fight to get that old joint out of there, so I'll just keep this one. Okay. Whoa, that's really bad. I don't know. That's like, I don't know why he's that loose. Now, as far as the Yellow Ranger's concerned, I had absolutely no notable quality control issues with her. Everything seemed to be fine. So, like, she's okay. Now, the Tyrannosaurus Dinosaur was a different issue. I didn't have any like breakage or anything, but as I noted in my previous review, if you look right here on his hips, the inside of the hips, you can see the markings from where that top part of the pelvis is so tight against the leg that it rubs right against it. And it did that in the package. I pulled him out of the package and it was like that. So if you're a real stickler on paint rub and stuff like that, pay attention to that with your Tyrannosaurus. But other than that, I gotta say, now that I have a unbroken GOLDAR and an unbroken PUTTY, I'm pretty happy. The Green Ranger I got exchanged was broken, or damaged in some way. So again, I don't know if the holster's intentionally cut on him. I'm gonna keep him. It'll be all right. It seems to be prevalent on every one of them. I just swapped out the Dragon Dagger, and I'll be good with him. Anyway, that's that's my follow-up for the Power Rangers Ultimates Wave 1. I also wanted to give a shout out to Super 7's customer service team and customer service rep, Rudy. Without you and your team and Super 7's reasonable return policies, I would not be buying these anymore. I would have stopped buying Ultimates a while back, but they've consistently replaced any issue I've had. It takes them a few days to respond, but they get things situated in order within the week or so. They do not complain or argue back. They're like, oh, we're sorry to hear that. And they set up a return or an exchange, and I'm grateful for that. Rudy and everybody else on your team, thumbs up. Thanks a lot for helping make the customer happy. I am UR Supreme Toys. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.